Good afternoon, students. So now we are in chapter 9 with the title Achieving Operational Excellence and Customer Intimacy. We have case study about the coronavirus pandemic, which is disrupted supply chains around the world. And after you learn this chapter, you will know how the enterprise system help the businesses achieve the operational excellence. And you also know the supply chain management system, uh, how they coordinate planning, the production, and also the logistic with the suppliers. And after that, you also know how the customer relationship management system will help the firms to achieve the customer intimacy. And we will also know the challenges that enterprise application posed and how the enterprise application taking advantage of the new technologies. Now let's start with the case study, which is about the coronavirus pandemics. It just happens some years ago. And this pandemics disrupts the supply chains around the world. Here is the articles of the case study. You may read later on, but I will give you a short explanation about the case study. So the COVID-19 pandemic caused a huge challenges for supply chains in the worldwide, and the demand for certain products soared while the others plummeted due to the lockdowns and changes in customer behavior. So nearly 75% of the companies faced supply chain disruptions, mainly because of the factory shutdowns and transportation issues, especially in the Wuhan, China. And the most companies lack full visibility into their supply chains, which made it difficult to respond effectively. The pandemic highlighted the fragility of the global supply chains, often built on outsourcing and lean principles. To make supply chains more resilient, the businesses need to diversify the suppliers and the locations and also consider the holding a more inventory. And the digital tools like AI, analytics, and IoT can enhance the supply chain management, but they need continuous updating and adaptation to handle the global disruptions. Companies that had mapped their supply networks were better prepared to deal with disruptions, showing the importance of the understanding supply chain vulnerabilities. The enterprise systems play a crucial role in enhancing the operational excellence for the businesses. By integrating various software modules and centralizing data, these systems streamline internal processes, enforce, enforce the uniform standards, and provide valuable insight for organizational performance evaluation. So, in the following discussion, we will delve into how the enterprise systems will contribute to achieve the operational excellence and the key benefits they bring to businesses. So, the enterprise systems, also known as ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning System, are a collection of software modules and a central database that work together seamlessly. They gather data from various departments within a company to support almost all of its internal operations. What's entered into one part of the system becomes instantly accessible to other parts, ensuring the smooth flow of information across different processes. And this graphics illustrates the function of enterprise software to integrate and share data between the different business functions. One of the key ideas of enterprise solution is that there's one company, one database, and not a collection of disconnected databases. Enterprise software is like a big toolbox filled with different tools for businesses. It's made up for it's made up of many ready-made processes that are based on what's known to work well in various areas like finance, human resources, manufacturing, and sales. For examples, there are tools for handling money matters like general ledger and account payable, the tools for managing people like personal administration and payrolls, and tools for making stuff like purchasing and shipping, and tools also like for selling things like order processing and sales planning. When a company wants to use this software, they first pick which tools they need from the toolbox. And after that, they will figure out how their own business process fit with the software processed. And finally, they tweak the software settings to match their specific needs using special configuration options. The enterprise system provide big benefits for businesses. They make things run smoother by boosting efficiency. And these systems gather and share information across the entire company, helping the managers to make better decisions. They also speed up responses to customer needs, whether it's information or products they are after. Plus, they come with tools for analyzing how the organization is doing overall. So they are like a superpower for businesses, making everything faster, smarter, and more effective. If you manage a small firm that makes a few products or sells a few services, chances are you will have a small number of suppliers. You could coordinate your suppliers' orders and deliveries by using just a telephone and a fax machine. But if you manage a firm that produces more complex products and services, you will have hundreds of suppliers, and each of your suppliers will have its own set of suppliers. Suddenly, you will need to coordinate the activities of hundreds or even thousands of other firms to produce your products and services. So, supply chain management or SCM system are the answers to the problems of supply chain complexity and scale. And these diagrams depicts the key components within Nike's supply chain and how the information moves both upstream and downstream to organize the process related to purchasing, manufacturing, and transporting a product. It's presented here is a simplified representation of the supply chain with the upstream segment specifically highlighting the suppliers responsible for providing the sneakers and sneaker soles. In the world of business, information systems play a vital role in managing supply chains effectively. When, when inefficiencies arise, they can significantly impact a company's operating cost, potentially eating away as much as 25% of its expenses. To mitigate such losses, many companies employ a just in time strategy, where components are delivered precisely when needed and finished goods are shipped immediately after leaving the assembly line. However, to account for any unforeseen disruptions or delays, companies often maintain a safety stock, serving as a buffer against inflexibility in the supply chain. Despite these measures, challenges persist, such as the bullwhip effect, wherein information about product demands become distorted as it travels from one entity to another across the supply chain, leading to inefficiencies and inconsistencies. This graphic illustrates how a slight rise in demand by customers for an item will cause a successive participants to slightly overstock related inventory just in case. These changes are amplified as one moves back further in the system. Supply chain management software helps the companies manage how they get products from one place to another. There are different kinds of software for different parts of the process. Some help plan how products move, like figuring out how much to make and where to get the materials, while the others help to keep track of the inventory and decide how to ship things. And then there's software that actually makes sure that products to get where they need to go, like through the warehouses and to customers. So the overall, these tools make it easier for companies to handle their supply chains efficiently. Before the internet, coordinating supply chains was hard because information didn't flow smoothly between different parts of the business or with the partners. But with the internet, managers can use the web tools to check the inventory, collaborate with partners, and monitor the orders. The global supply chain issues occur due to the various factors such as the greater geographical distances, which increase the transportation times and cost. Additionally, the greater time differences between participating countries can lead to communication delays and coordination challenges. Moreover, the participants from different countries often have different performance standards and legal requirements, further complicating the supply chain process. So, the overall, These factors contribute to the complexity and difficulties faced in managing global supply chain. The internet makes it easier to handle everything, includes the global challenges by helping with things like warehouse management, transportation management, logistic, and outsourcing. The supply chain management system also helps the businesses to manage how they get their products from the suppliers to customers. Meanwhile, in the past, many systems used a push based model where the companies made products based on their cases about what customers might want. But now, more systems use a pull based model where the companies make products based on actual customers' orders. These systems are often web based, meaning they use the internet to communicate and coordinate between different parts of the supply chain. When a customer places an order, it triggers a series of events in the supply chain to get the products to them. The internet has also allowed the supply chains to become more flexible, moving from a sequential to a concurrent model where different parts of the chain can adjust immediately to changes in demand. This means that even complex networks of suppliers can work together more smoothly. This graphic illustrates the difference between the earlier risk-based model of supply chain to the pool-based model. And this figure shows the developing internet-enabled supply chain functions to a digital logistic nerve center. It facilitates bi-directional communication among the companies, networks of the companies, and online market platform, which allowing the entire networks of supply chain collaborators to promptly modify inventories, orders, and capacities. The supply chain management system, or SCM, bring lots of good things for businesses. They help to make sure that we have just the right amount of stuff we need when we need it, which means we don't have too much stuff sitting around taking up space and money. With SCM, we can deliver things faster and get new products out to customers quicker, which is great for business. Plus, it helps us use our resources better, saving money in the long run. When we cut down on supply chain cost, we end up making more money overall, and that's, of course, a win win solution. In fact, SCM can affect a big part of our budget, up to 55%. And when we're doing all this right, it can even boost our sales. You've probably heard phrases such as the customer is always right or the customer comes first. Today, these words ring truer than ever because competitive advantage based on an innovative new product or a service, which is often very short lived, accompanies realizing that their most enduring competitive strengths may be their relationship with the customers. Some says that the basis of the competition has switched from who sells the most products and services to who owns the customer, and the customer relationship represents a firm's most valuable asset. So now in this section, we will learn the importance of customer relationship management system for the firms to achieve the customer intimacy. Customer relationship management, or CRM, is all about building and keeping strong, long-lasting relationship with the customers. In the small businesses, it's easier to know customers personally, but in big businesses with lots of customers, it's harder. That's where the CRM systems come in. So these systems gather and organize customer information from all parts of the company, like sales and service. And then they analyze this data and share the results with different parts of the company, like customer service desk or websites. And this helps the company to see the complete picture of each customer and improve the sales and service. Good CRM system can answer the important questions like who the most loyal or profitable customers are, and use that information to make customers happier and keep them coming back. And this graphic illustrates the functions found in the integrated applications of a typical CRM system. Customer Relationship Management, or CRM software, helps the businesses manage their relationship with the customers. These software packages can be small and focused, like tools that personalize websites for different customers. Or they can be big and handle lots of customer interactions. Some even connects to the other important business system, like supply chain management. CRM can also include modules for partner relationship management, or we usually call PRM, which helps the companies to work better with their selling partners. So the PRM shares data and tools with CRM to help the partners to sell the products more effectively. Another software called Employee Relationship Management, or ERM, is another part of CRM, which focus on employee issues like performance management and training. So big companies like Oracle, SAP, and Salesforce offer the CRM software with features for sales, customer service, and also marketing. The CRM package typically include the tools for SFA, Salesforce automation, and customer service and marketing. So the Salesforce automation, or SFA modules in customer relationship management system, help sales team to work smarter by focusing on the most promising customers and providing all the information they need to make sales. The SFA tools give details about potential customers, products, and even generate sales quotes. They will make it easier for different departments to share customer information, which boosts efficiency and cuts cost. The next one is customer service module. So the customer service module in CRM system streamlines call centers and support staff, which reducing the call times and improving service quality. They also offer the self-service options on websites. The CRM system aids marketing efforts by collecting customer data, targeting marketing campaigns, and analyzing results. By using CRM software to tailor services and offer to individual customers, companies can increase customer loyalty and profitability. This graphics gives an example of how the CRM systems can support marketing by analyzing and evaluating marketing campaign. This graphic illustrates the range of functions included in the sales, marketing, and service modules in the CRM package. So as noted in the text, the CRM software is business process driven, incorporating hundreds of business processes through the represent best practices in each of these areas. So to achieve maximum benefit, companies need to revise and model their business processes to conform to the best practice business processes in the CRM software. This graphic illustrates how a best practice for increasing customer loyalty through the customer service might be modeled by the CRM software. The customer's relationship management or CRM involves two main parts. It's operational and analytical. The operational CRM helps with things like sales, customer service, and marketing. Meanwhile, the analytical CRM uses data from operational CRM and other sources to figure out how to make the businesses better. It looks at things like customer buying habits and how much money they bring in compared to how much it costs to keep them happy. This helps the companies to decide which customers are worth focusing and how to make them happy so they stick around. It's all about understanding and keeping track of customers to make the businesses stronger. And this graphic illustrates the main components of analytical CRM. The data is captured from various channels and fed into a customer data warehouse where OLEP, data mining, and other analysis tools help to identify profitable customers, churn rates, etc. This slide discussed the value to businesses of implementing a CRM system. So the customer relationship management or CRM system bring lots of good stuff for businesses. They make customers happier, save money on marketing, and help to find new customers. With a CRM, the businesses can figure out who their base customers are and sell more to them. Plus, it helps to keep the customers from leaving, which is super important for the company's growth. Before delving into the challenges posed by the enterprise applications and how they leverage new technologies, it's essential to understand the integrated landscape in which these systems operate. So, enterprise applications play a pivotal role in modern business operations, facilitating a multitude of tasks ranging from data management to process optimization. However, alongside their undeniable benefits, these systems present formidable challenges that businesses must navigate. So let's explore these challenges and examine how the enterprise applications are harnessing the power of emerging technologies to overcome them. So lots of companies use big software called enterprise system and also systems for the supply chain and customer relationship management because they can make the business work better and help the managers to make the better choices. But these systems are hard to put in place because they change the way a does things. They are pricey to buy and set up, and sometimes they ended up costing even more than planned. And of course, everyone in the company has to learn new ways of doing things, which can be tough enough. So sometimes companies have a rough time getting these systems to work right at first, like when the Woolworths Australia couldn't make reports for over a year, or when Kmart had trouble stocking itself. And once you pick a system, it's hard to switch to a different one. But companies are finding ways to make things easier, like using simpler versions of the software or getting help from the cloud. They are also learning that keeping things simple and not changing the software too much can save them a lot of headache and money in the long run. New enterprise applications are bringing lots of cool features to businesses, and these apps are more flexible and easier to use. Also, can work together with other systems. Standalone systems like customer management and supply chain system are now becoming less common. Now, the big software companies are creating enterprise suites that include everything in the business needs like CRM, SEM, and ERP systems. So these new apps can even work on mobile devices and in the cloud. For example, big companies like SAP, Oracle, and Microsoft offer cloud versions of their software, while the Salesforce.com leads the way in the cloud-based CRM. Social CRM is also growing, helping the businesses connect with the customers on social media. These apps also come with powerful tools for analyzing data, like business intelligence features and AI, which can help the companies to make better decisions and boost the sales. Let's summary all of these chapters. So the Enterprise systems help the businesses by bringing all their important information together in one place, which making it easier to for different parts of the company to work together smoothly. These systems make sure everyone is using the same data and following the same rules, which helps the company to run better overall. The supply chain management system help the companies to figure out how much stuff to buy, how much stuff to make and shape, which reduce the mistakes and makes the customers happier. Customer relationship management system keeps track of all the company's interactions with customers, helping to improve service and sell more stuff. But these systems can be hard to set up and use. So it's important for companies to train their employees well and pay attention to how they're doing. Luckily, these systems are getting better all the time with new features like social networking and better ways to analyze data. Okay, that's all of chapter 9. I will see you next week in the next chapter. Goodbye.